As they sound on mic.
Did you just dry hump the microphone?
Don't worry about it.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, sibs, and crims. My name is Jacob Stone.
Good evening, mullets and manlets. My name is Mike Jacobs.
I don't have a cute bit. I'm Leo Elroy.
Welcome to Three Dipshits in a Car, the podcast where we don't know what we're talking about until we're driving and anyone can say anything. This is our first episode, guys.
It is. I'm excited.
Truly a blessing.
So, we are recording this. It is currently 7 o'clock, 7:01 Pacific Los Santos time, and we just got our business license and we just got our media permit for this podcast. So, we're doing it live.
Doing it live, doing it fast, doing it quick. Let's go. Rip it and grip it.
Okay, all right. So, if this is your first time joining in, well, this will be your first time because it's the first episode. But if this is your first time joining into any of our podcasts and you're listening at some point in the future or when it drops, the way that this works is we crowdsource all of our topics, we put them into a randomizer, and we pick them the day of the recording. We're in a car, that's why it's called Three Dipshits in a Car. So yeah, we have 39 topics to pick from, and I'm about to randomly pull them, so I hope you guys are ready.
Give me that first one, baby. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
This topic courtesy of Karma of the Lost.
Okay, so the first topic is number 17, and that is, are people who like wiener dogs addicted to cock?
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I
Okay.
remember when we picked this one up. I was ready
Yep.
for this one.
Yep. All right.
So now I wanna go over the let's start small, and by small
Okay.
I mean small dogs.
Okay.
Now there's two
Great
people
start.
who have small dogs, right? There's the like stereotypical like girl super wears fancy clothing, always has sunglasses and a purse and a scarf on, you know, like the cliche.
Yeah, like the
has little
pre-order
dog.
version of a wine mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You know exactly. And then there's the big biker dudes, right? That just like kind of ironically have a little dog.
Okay.
Personal favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so let's go with one of those groups. We're gonna take a sample size of the other half. What is
Okay.
one thing that those type of chicks like more than shiny rings and little dogs?
I feel like I know where you might be going
You see
with this.
big bags.
No, it's cock.
It's cock. Okay. I
Cock.
was
They
trying
love
to be.
their cock.
Okay. Love cock. Yup, cock.
Love cock. So, little dogs correlate to loving cock. That's the start.
Okay.
Okay, now here's the question. Is it only because the question does state wiener dogs? Are we saying all little dogs? Are we talking Pomeranians? Are we talking Chihuahuas?
Well, see, I
Is
think
wiener
there's a-
dog the logical endpoint of small dog being akin to someone liking cock? Is this
Well-
where we're going?
It's a scale, right? Depending on what little dog you have determines how much you love cock. No matter what, you love cock. You're on the spectrum. But
Okay.
which dog you like the most determines how much cock you like. And wiener dog, that's the number one.
Okay. So wiener dog is the epitome of just a good old healthy desire for some phallus
Mhm.
in the universe. Wiener dog is that specifically. Where on this scale would you put like a
Ooh.
Mm.
So now corgis are kind of getting into the like middle small tier dogs.
Yes.
So it's more someone who doesn't so much want cock. They just want physical affection, right? They're cute and they're fluffy and they're huggable. So that's
just
like
looking for love.
They're just looking for a touch, a physical touch, not necessarily from a cock.
Okay. Just anyone to touch them anywhere, please, God, forever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
exactly,
get you.
exactly.
I'm on the page. We're in the same book now. Okay, so continuation of this.
Mm-hmm.
How high on this scale do you have to be to achieve wiener dog? Is this
Where does
like
wiener-
you've
okay.
trained for hundreds of years?
Let me interject really quick. Where is wiener dog on the scale? If we were making this spectrum, the scale of 1 to 10,
assuming
where
it's
does wiener
100.
dog?
Oh, it's
sit?
10. I'm assuming wiener dog is
It's
10.
the top.
Is wiener dog
is the
10?
top of the
Okay.
scale. Yeah.
Okay. So
Poodles, mini poodles, close second.
It's like 9 or like 8.
Yeah,
8.5.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
where do we want to say that? Oh,
You are so close to our asshole right now.
I'm sorry. I really
Hey.
like ass.
Yeah, sorry for the cut here. I had to cut here and edit. I needed a cough drop. Okay, back to the fucking podcast. Cough drops, am I fucking right?
To be a wiener dog lover, right?
I
Say
feel like
again?
it has to be like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like it's got to be, you're in there, you're in the community, you know, like you're really you're hunting for it.
Kind of person who says that they enjoy sucking dick.
Yeah, I feel like we're edging in the right direction. we're getting in the right way here.
Are we still on wiener dogs or are we on?
We're on wiener
Yeah,
dogs.
we're still on wiener
Okay, we're
dogs.
still on
trying
wiener
to
dogs,
ice
okay.
out what the metric is to make you a wiener dog lover. Like what you have to do, what you have to achieve to reach this pantheon of kings.
But you could also be buy a wiener dog because you wish to achieve that level.
So it
And
works in reverse too.
Yeah, by already owning the wiener dog, you know, it's like your constant reminder that you need to get more dick.
It's like that shit I
Oh,
see
I'm
about
getting a phone
on
call
Twitter,
from
like
Bright.
actualization.
I'm
right?
getting a phone call from Bright.
Okay.
Hello?
Meet me at MRPD.
Meet you at
Hopefully I'll
MRPD?
be in a minute. Yeah.
Okay, alright, we'll be right there. Hey, so this just in, guys. Bright
We have to
is
go
telling
to an interrogation. There's an interrogation.
Should I dress up for this?
For
No.
issues relating to the possibility of a crime that one of us might have been involved with. You can guess who. I
What's that
suppose
supposed to mean?
I don't know. I'm just saying they can guess who. I didn't say anything.
Okay, all right.
Being a little defensive, Mikey. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe we need to get you a wiener dog.
So while we're continuing forward in answering questions until we get to MRPD, we're not cutting. The only time we'll cut is when they tell us they don't want this shit in. Let me pose a question. If we're still on wiener dogs, how high in its own subspectrum is somebody that owns a wiener dog that gets wiener dog sized clothing for the dog?
Oh,
How on its
they're, like,
own
down
separate scale?
apocalyptic.
Yeah, on its own.
That's like an 11.
That's an 11 in its own subspectrum.
they're making Facebook posts saying that like they're making Facebook posts about how much they enjoy sex and clubbing.
They
like,
use
they're
the
the kind of
droplets
person.
emoji daily.
Yeah.
They're always also
You know who?
using.
You know who I bet loves wiener dogs?
Who?
Venus.
Yeah, I could call her really quick.
I don't know
Can
who
you
that
call
is.
Venus real quick and ask her if she likes wiener dogs?
Yeah, hold
It's
on.
an interesting point of order.
When I get an answer, should I just hang up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just tell us what it is.
We're just
Just trying to
keen
get.
on
We're getting
what,
a.
you know,
We're getting a professional baseline.
Yeah, we're sort of
she's around.
setting the base of the issue. You know, we really want to get some real evidence of what we're spewing
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
As if she'd actually answer.
Yeah,
the
she's
phone,
not
though.
answering.
Unfortunate. That's okay. We'll come back.
Okay.
We can circle back around after. I think that even in the wiener dog sized clothes bit, that there might even be levels there. Like, it's one thing to get a sweater, right?
The forward one won't be appointed if available.
You go
Hi.
to jail, get fucked.
Yo, be nice.
Hey, do you
sorry,
want to
don't
say
get
anything to the podcast? We're recording right now.
Any thoughts?
Buddy, you shouldn't stick that out
Help,
the window
being
like
arrested for
that.
no reason.
Do you guys like wiener dogs?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Nice.
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 Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I feel like
a wiener
that
dog.
has really
Sounds adorable.
elucidated everything we needed to know about this.
Right. We now know everything we need to know about that officer.
Yes.
Absolutely. We have a deep personal knowledge.
We
A
have
very
made,
deep personal
we
knowledge.
should write this out and put it in like an actual psychiatry book because we have
this is-
made a personality like scale. Like we can judge a person's
Honestly.
personality.
We could also be
By
FBI
one question.
profilers.
We have
Oh,
achieved
true,
psychological
true.
data akin to the levels of Rorschach.
What if we could solve
True.
crimes, like go to a murder scene, and the only information we can glean from the scene is how much the
We
person
find
likes
one-
wiener dogs?
we just-
We find one wiener dog footprint in the blood, and we instantly know they love cock, and we go to the nearest bar and we find them. And the reason we find them is there's still dried blood on the wiener dog's paw.
You enter the scene of the crime, smash cut.
No,
You're
but here's the thing,
inside.
though. Here's the thing. People that own wiener dogs don't go to bars. They go to, like, Sunday cafes, and they sit outside with the dog.
True, that's true.
True.
Like everyone that I've ever seen that's taken their wiener dog out in public that isn't walking it like to like a business, they are taking it inside of like a brunch restaurant.
I did see one in a movie theater once though.
That's wild. What movie was it?
I think it was Finding Dory.
Oh.
That went to theaters?
What?
I thought
Someone
that
I
just
knew
released.
growing up had a
It was
wiener
like
dog that
4
was
years ago, brother.
That was like a seizure wiener dog.
It helped
It
them
would, like-
stop having seizures?
No, it could detect when she was about to seize, and then it would climb under her head to make sure she doesn't bang her head.
That's a smart dog.
Yeah. What about you, sir? Do you like wiener dogs?
No, they're kind of dickheads. My grandparents had them while I was growing up, and they're honestly
Oh, your
little
grandparents had them. Oh.
shits. Yeah.
Well, your
Wiener
grandparents
dogs, I
swingers,
mean, like,
perhaps.
they're good cuddlers. They're good cuddlers, but they think they're way bigger than they actually are. You know, not like a Chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I get exactly what you mean.
What kind of dogs do you guys like?
Pit
I'm a big
bulls.
husky fan.
I have a rubber
Huskies
duck.
are nice.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
my
what the
goodness.
fuck was that? Okay, so just another quick edit. We had to cut this entire part from this podcast because it related to a case, but fret not, it will be put into another podcast sometime in the future, so make sure to keep listening to the JJL podcast for when the interrogation of Mike Jacobs actually occurs. All right, back to the fucking podcast. Hey.
Phoning in for the podcast from prison, Mike
Hey.
Jacobs.
So for some reason your car is scuffed even though you gave me keys so we can't drive it.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to
Big shot!
What? Mike?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
I bumped into a guard and he pulled out an AR and started shooting me.
Jesus Christ. Leo! Leo, get in the car! Leo!
I was gonna say, doesn't Leo have a car?
No, we came in yours, remember?
Right, but doesn't he own one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in one.
Okay.
Leo! Leo! Okay, we'll be up there soon.
Okay.
Okay, bye. So now here's the question. We're still live. This is the drive. We're going up to get Mike from prison right now. Are we continuing on the wiener dog thing? Do we need to finish that topic?
You know, honestly, I think we got that one there.
Okay, so let's
I think
go up
maybe
there.
we should just interpose us talking about the wiener dog into the interview, the interrogation.
See what I was
Just have a
thinking?
question go by and then cut it, and then it's just us going, yeah, but how into dick are they? And then it cuts back and it's Bright asking another question.
A few questions later, and then it's just...
Yeah, you're going to jail, Mike. I really hope that we do a part where I go, yeah, this bitch going to jail, like I said in there, and then it goes bum 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 ba-da-da-da, and it's just Mikey and fucking on.
So we're
Never mind.
Okay,
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Right, we're back from Bolingbroke Prison.
We're back from Bolingbroke Penitentiary. Are we ready to pick our next topic?
Hey, wait, those who've guessed, if you didn't see the last bit, if you skipped it for some reason, in the car before we got to the police station, I asked you, guess who got arrested? Well, it was Mike. Mike is arrested. He's in prison.
I sure am, bud. And let me tell you, the weather today is just terrible. For
It really is.
It's dog shit. We asked the guards if they could like put up a tent or like maybe let us use a visiting office. They said so.
Sounds
You know,
about right. Sounds
We
about
can't
right.
put that in, you guys.
I forgot.
Yeah.
They told me to eat their grandmother's ass. So that's where we are now.
Just picked our next one.
All right, let's do it.
This topic courtesy of Bucket of the YJ.
It's number
Okay.
11. It's UHH.
Now let's go. Let's think about this, fellas. Let's have a sit down talk. Let's go through and categorize the different sounds of and what they mean.
Okay, you start. Obviously, we'll
So,
go
like-
in sort of a round robin where we go between the three of us.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think? And that sounds like me.
Disgruntled.
I feel like it
Okay.
sounds kind of like someone's asking you a question and you don't want to be there or answer them. You know, like say
okay,
you're like working customer service and someone's like, "Hey, do you have any glass panes?" And you're like, as you're backing away to leave the conversation.
See, I get more of a like you get a cheeseburger from Burger Shot and you go to take a bite and when you said no mayo, they actually put mayo on it. And it's like I'll eat it, but it's like I don't want it.
Now, those things feel the same to me. I feel the same dread when I think
get it.
about those two things.
Okay,
I think
okay.
we're on the same page
So
here.
we're on the same
Jacob.
wavelength, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like those two situations give me the exact same internal anger.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give one. How about how do you feel about that one?
Questionative.
It's questionative, but like someone asked you a question you should know, and you're trying to make up an answer.
Yeah,
Or-
it's like I'm a bug scientist, and they came and asked me what kind of bug this is, and they're holding it at me, and I go because I don't remember because I'm hungover.
Yeah.
Or it's
Yeah.
like it could also be a situation where like you're with somebody and someone asks a really awkward question that you've been trying to avoid with or like a topic with that other person. So they were like,
So where's your boyfriend?
yeah, exactly. So let's say I'm sitting with I'm hanging with a chick, you know, and you just go, wait a minute, so and so, where's your boyfriend? And she just goes,
Yeah. So like
fucked
sort
my
of like
mom.
avoidant denial, you know?
like, can we back up? What did you just
Who
say?
fucked your mom?
I was finishing the sentence.
Yeah, so
he fucked my
he
mom.
fucked my mom.
Anyone
Okay.
listening
Yeah.
to the
And
podcast,
he's gone.
I'd like to apologize for the abhorrent weather that is the rain right now because we can't actually get in anywhere with Mike.
It's fine. It's fine. So I would
It's
like
gotta be
the
better than
listeners.
us banging the
I'd like-
boomstick off of poles.
That's true. Any listeners who have fucked Mike's mom, please call in. I'd love to get some quotes from you. I just want to know what she's like. You know, she seems like a lovely lady.
All
No
right,
one's called him yet.
Stone.
Yeah.
You need
Um,
honor.
Your turn.
How about so we have the how about the
Scooby-Doo.
Okay, so in this one, I would say no, not Scooby Doo. I would say you are Tim Allen. The
Tim
only
Allen,
reason
okay.
you should be using this is you are Tim Allen in Home Improvement, the television show from the late '90s.
What if I
And
told
if
you
you're
guys
using this,
I am actually Tim Allen from the
that's
90s TV
bullshit.
show?
I've seen your dick, and it's not Tim Allen's dick. I've seen your dick, and Tim Allen's looks nicer. He sort of winks at you when you glance at it.
True.
What about like
Someone did something
you
very
have-
uncomfortable next to you.
Yeah, or you have a piece of toilet paper stuck in between your ass cheeks, and you just noticed it.
Oh.
And you're up on stage accepting a Grammy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are Natasha Bedingfield.
You just realize your nipple's out as you're giving your speech.
And you go, as you like try and like candidly reach your hand over to cover your nip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Me one.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that one? How do you feel about? What does that do for you?
One more time.
How does that? You know what is
One
that?
more,
Stuck
one
in
more,
between-
one more really
Play in
crisp
this
one.
space with me.
One more
Yeah,
really
play in this
crisp
space-
one.
One more really crisp one. Okay. Play in this space with me, guys. The rain stopped just for me.
Monkey.
So, monkey. Return to monkey.
Turn to monkey.
Something
Okay.
fucking wild just happened in front of you. Like you're driving and you stop at an intersection and a fucking truck just whizzes by at Mach 6. There's 8 people hanging out. One chick has a tit stuck in the doorway and LaCroix spraying everywhere. And you're like, ooh.
I think we're on the right track there.
I like you just got hit in the chest with a baseball bat, but you're Dwayne the Rock Johnson. So it
You
doesn't-
trying to be like a
it
big
just,
boy
like-
about it.
Yeah, it just like caught you off guard. You're just like,
Or like when you catch a football and it like goes through your hands and hits you in the chest
Hits
or the
you right in
stomach.
the stomach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
oh yeah, and you're like,
I think that might be it.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Mike, back to you.
Yeah, I think you've gotten me somewhere good on that one. I'll assess my trauma with my father as we continue to the next one.
Okay.
Go ahead, Stone.
No, it's Mike's turn, right?
No, it was me. I just did.
What did he do before that?
He did.
Did I do? I did the.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so you did that.
I think you are handsome Squidward.
I like the idea of you're trying to be posh, like a posh voice. Like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it's you are either handsome Squidward
okay.
or you're a man who comes diamond dust. Those are like the only two.
See,
kinds
I
of
was
thought,
getting a
think,
completely different vibe. I was getting like a Neanderthal discovering sunlight for the first time, and he steps out and looks up and just goes, "Oh."
I think you're just too much of a lovely, gentle, handsome, talented boy to do like a good Neanderthal. Because
Well,
even that, it sounds too. You're giving it some sauce.
Okay, give
You're
me
giving it a little bit of sauce.
Give me your best Neanderthal, your most authentic, to the best of your knowledge, from a
of
Neanderthal.
like what? Give me a situation. Like what do they do?
Step
Like, give me-
outside.
prep me.
Step outside. Lightning hit tree. Lightning hit tree. There is fire. First time you ever see fire.
Okay, let me let me get in the headspace. Okay, I'm prepping. This is
Anyway.
audio nightmare. Everything we just did.
Oh, that's gonna be problem balancing in post.
Yeah.
No, I think we can do it. We can figure that out.
I did not figure it out.
Okay.
Wait, turn now.
What?
We need.
Oh,
Hey,
perfect.
guys. What do you think? Give me. What do you think the sound UHHH sounds like? Can you give me a? Okay. Do you both agree on this? Is there any dissension here? Okay. Those were slightly different.
Now,
What do you think that means?
You know, it's like when you're like fucking 4J's in and you get a phone call from your shawty and she like, yo, you coming over later tonight? And then you hit her with the you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You've given me some good. Okay. What about you there, bud?
I mean, when you out, late as fuck, blazed as fuck, trying to, figure out what you want to eat, and you drive past all the good restaurants and shit, and then you realize, oh shit, the first one, my first choice, which is Raising Cane's, is closed. So then I got to go to my other one, and you go to them like, what was my other one? So you're going, boom,
yeah.
Trying to think of that second pick.
Yeah, because
Alright.
you were so dead set on that first pick, because that's your usual pick, and you're so indecisive, that second pick just doesn't come to you.
Yeah, you get
least I
that
am.
fuck moment, and then you keep
Yeah.
rolling. You're like, all right, this'll do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, let me take this right now. Is this on the news or what you guys recording
This is a
or something?
podcast.
we're doing
Yeah.
a podcast.
All right, yo, this is for your podcast right now, all right? Shock.
Yo, crazy place to put an edit there. Almost got that in without paying the ad fee. But the one ad that we are going to run today is for Noelle Mercer Law. Noelle Mercer Law is run by Piper Noelle, a very good friend of mine. She was kind enough to get her firm to set up all of our business licenses for this podcast. You can contact her, Piper Noelle, at 747-37. Again, that is Piper Noelle at 747-37. And if you would like to put an advertisement into a time slot here on the JJL podcast, you can contact me, Jacob Stone, at 763-6112. That is Jacob Stone at 763-6112.
Shot
All right,
caller
if you want that
record.
in, we're gonna need a ad payment.
An ad
Yeah,
pit?
we could. How much is it?
Yeah.
We haven't
Hey, fellas. How much was I charged to go to prison?
So
All right, I got one more.
Okay, give me another.
All right, you
I
ready
saw
for
it
this
was the
one?
perfect moment. I couldn't
Yeah,
stop myself
no,
from
that
going
was
over
that was
that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That was good content. Plus one.
Plus one. Okay, give me
All right,
another.
you ready?
It's the last. We're doing one more.
Okay.
And then we'll get on the third bit.
Ready? That scream to you.
Okay, I think you are.
Is that the beginning of a Led Zeppelin song?
Yeah. I don't want to get into the specifically descriptive parts of this bit just yet. I think maybe you came here from another place.
Okay.
Maybe if there was a different word for that, and then the word song after it, maybe that would elucidate what's going on here a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Stonesy, any thoughts on that?
Hey, it's crazy. I also needed a cough drop here, and I wanted to cry. Anyway, back to the fucking podcast. For that specific,
And let's just we'll refresh you before you speak, because there's been a second there, and it was
yes, the one thing that I don't think you heard me say was was me asking, isn't that the beginning of a Led Zeppelin song?
Yeah.
Yeah, my retort to that,
the
though.
direction we were going in. Yes.
Yes, well, I said it, and then you started going with all of it, but I had said it first, but no
I
one
couldn't
fucking
hear. I'm
heard
sorry,
it. Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry,
why
I'm
I'm
sorry.
heated.
Yeah.
Anyway, the way that makes me feel, if we're not pertaining it to the song, like if we're not thinking of the song, that is what it sounds like when I wake up in the morning and I go into the bathroom and I go to like, you know, I go to the bathroom, you know, I do my thing, brush my teeth in the morning, and I go into the kitchen to make some food, and I sit down and accidentally sit on one of my nuts. That's the sound that I make.
Oh. Okay.
I think that's the sound I would scream when He-Man bests me. I think that's what I'd have to go with.
I've heard an ex make a sound like this. You know, wrong hole situation.
Jesus.
Do you think that's where they sampled it for Immigrants?
Yeah.
Who do you think it is? If it's not Led Zeppelin.
My great
Monroe.
grandmommy. she's a star, baby.
Oh, she's definitely a brown star.
Hey, don't talk about grandmammy that way. I'll take
All
you
right.
right down to the fucking dirt. All right, do we want to grab a third topic? How long you
Yeah.
got left in there, big man?
Well,
I got 100.
this is a minute and or an hour and 33 minutes so far we have. So do we want to do one more topic?
Yeah. Let's
There's
do
a
one more.
lot in here to cut out.
There is a lot to
Yeah.
cut out. So okay, all right.
This topic was brought to us by... I don't actually know her name. She worked at the hospital. She had blue hair. She was hot. Okay, anyway, back to the podcast.
The generator,
Oh,
the generator pulled up number 6. Number 6 on the list is water wet?
Oh, this one.
Now, I want to start by this one. So, if water is wet, and we haven't fully determined that yet, how do you explain dry ice?
Oh,
Because
that's
ice is
that's
water.
Right.
Ice is water, and after a while, when it melts,
dry ice isn't water though. Dry ice is carbon.
well, okay, on the Leo, what do you think about this topic?
You don't want to get me fucking started on these absolute kindergarten intellectuals coming around me saying water is wet. I swear to God, I will piss every single one of your pants if you come at me one more time saying water is wet. How the fuck do we go fire is on fire? No, it isn't, dumb fuck.
Okay, I have a counterpoint.
Okay,
Are you ready for it?
yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
you're lost intellectually forever. I would, just for the podcast, for the audio listeners, the guards just did come and grab Mike and remove him from the prison. So we will be continuing back in the car after a brief intermission.
So back to the water wet.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So what do you define as wet?
Wet is something that is, I would say, so I have some caveats here because this is something I've thought about a lot because I get very mad when people bring these tiny little small boy intellectual questions at me. I would say you are wet if you are covered in water while not inside water.
Okay.
Like, I think
So
Okay.
can you not be
Okay.
wet?
Well,
What if you jump in
underwater.
what if you jump in a pool
I think
of
you are
oil?
submerged in water. So I still think if you're submerged in a pool, I don't think you are wet until you're outside of the pool because you don't have a frame of reference to like suppose that on, right?
I think
Hey, what's up, guys?
What the fuck just
Hey,
happened? That
you
was
fell
crazy.
out of the trunk.
I did.
I'm gonna argue that water is wet, and here's my. Meet me at the garage.
Okay.
Okay, they're in another car right now. They're in another fucking car right now, and they can't hear me. Water's wet, and no one can change my goddamn mind. I'm giving you guys a preface that there is nothing that any of these gentlemen, these fine, handsome gentlemen, can say on God's green earth that will convince me that water is not wet.
water, like in a pool underwater, going, I'm wet right now.
Okay.
You know, it's only once I get out of the pool that I go, I'm wet.
All right. So let's think of it this way: if you jumped into a pool of mercury and then got out, and none of it stuck to your skin, would you not be wet?
I think we need to. Here's the question. Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though. So Leo, you're saying that jumping into a pool of water and then getting out when you're there, you're wet, correct?
Let me get even more granular.
Wait, let me finish this thought really quick.
No, yeah.
If you jump into a
pool of water or oil,
okay,
and there is molecules of liquid that are sticking to you, you are wet.
But can you be wet if you're oily?
I think the oil that comes from your body does not count in that way. I'm talking about crude oil.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's say it's a fucking thing of motor oil. You jump in and you're all covered in fucking goop, like one of those penguins when after the oil spill happened in the Gulf. One of those like fucking Dole. What's the soap company? Dawn. Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, are you wet or are you oily?
Stone?
I'm gonna fucking shit. On the 7th day, Stone needed another cough drop. Marco.
Cough drop. Hold on.
There we go.
So
okay.
we'll restart back at you saying Don because we had a brief cut right there. So just restart at Don. We're not including this spot.
Okay.
Restart at you saying Don. Continue your sentence. But
I decided to include this part anyway just to make Leo feel like a dipshit. So get fucked. So it's like one of those Don things, okay? Like the commercials. Yes, not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor.
You're oiled up. You look like one of those sad little ducks or something that's always in the commercials, even though there's like it's like been 15 years later. What?
I needed a cough drop so goddamn bad. I took a nap. This is a lawless land.
Yeah, ready?
Now, okay, so I've been getting a lot of your guys' input on this, and I want to put my input out, my thoughts.
Yeah.
There is no man on God's green earth that convinced me that water is not wet. You cannot convince me. You are two very handsome young gentlemen that are entitled to your opinion, but water is fucking wet.
I'm on your side, Stone.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Water is wet.
So
and here, hold on. Let me get through my thing. So we've agreed that oil is wet.
Yes.
And water is wet.
I do believe oil has some sort of water.
I have not agreed that either of those things are wet.
No, sorry, that they can make you wet.
I've agreed they can make
and
other
they can
things
make
wet.
other things wet, correct?
Yes.
So would you agree that if you take oil and pour it into water and then separate them again so that there's just oil sitting on the water, you would agree that the oil is not wet with water, correct? Because it's not actually...
Because they do not intermingle with each other.
Right. So now what if you take two liquids that do intermingle? Are they wet with each other?
He's got a point.
No, they're not. They're mixed. They're a compound. They are no longer two individual things. They have mixed.
What if they don't mix? What if you mix?
No.
Okay, let me ask you.
When you dissolve stuff in water, it does not molecularly combine.
Hey, what do you dissolve in water?
Splenda.
Liquids.
What
solids?
liquids? Give me a liquid that you dissolve in water.
Lemon juice.
Yeah.
No,
Juices?
they mix. They do not dissolve.
Right.
But
when you mix solids together,
like salt dissolves in water because it's not a liquid. It is soluble. That makes salt water. You just have a different liquid now. The salt got wet and then dissolved.
What if when you mix oil with water, it doesn't actually mix? Like one eventually, no matter how much you shake it up, one will settle above the other. I can't actually remember exactly which one.
Yes.
So you know
oil
how when
always
you
settles on top.
So you know how when you because oil slicks. That's right. So you know how like when you mix it and there's all those little tiny bubbles of oil mixed in with the water. Because it is mixed into the water and it is that little bit of oil is surrounded by water. Is that oil wet?
Okay, let me offer you. I don't think so. Let me offer you a side point. If I have a sphere that is hydrophobic, which means it repels water, and I hold it underwater, is it wet?
I'd say yes.
No.
You'd say yes.
I'd say yes.
Even though it is a material that explicitly repels water.
But it's underwater.
See, this is why you're stupid, Stone. This is
No,
why you'll always
no,
be stupid.
you-
You're a
it's
dumb little
underwater.
baby piss
Okay.
boy. You're a dumb little piss baby
Okay.
boy.
Hold on. Okay, so I agree with you that isn't wet, but what about a hydrophilic sphere underwater?
I still
Is
don't think
it
it's wet.
Okay.
I think it is interacting
How is
with
it?
the
But
water.
how can you? Right, it's interacting with the water. But when you pull it out, it would still be completely covered in
anything-
water.
Yeah,
It
I
would
think
still
when you
be
pull it
completely
out,
covered in water.
I think when you
There's
pull it
no
out, it is
difference
wet.
because the water molecules, if it's super hydrophilic, will still be stuck to it, so it'll be in the
I don't think
exact
there is
same
a
state.
single person in the world who has been completely submerged in water and gone.
I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about
Dawn,
a
I'm
hydrophilic
wet.
sphere.
I'm comparing it because hydrophilic spheres do not have emotions.
Okay, but my point is that your skin isn't perfectly hydrophobic. It has hydrophilic properties,
Absolutely.
which means that when you get out, that is what makes you wet. That the
But
water
I've never
is interacting
claimed
with you.
This argument seems to be coming from a place where I have claimed that water does not make people wet, which is not true. I agree that when you get out of water and you are wet, you are wet. I could
Right.
even.
I haven't finished my point. I haven't finished
Okay,
my point.
let's go. Give me your sauce.
Water is hydrophilic. It attaches to other water, which means it is interacting the same way that water interacts with your skin when you're out of water, thus making water wet when it's with water.
I think that being wet is a thing that isn't water or like not the liquid being attached to by the liquid. I don't think that water, being water, that it can connect to itself regardless, can count as wet. I think that seems ridiculous to me, that you could consider that water can be wet when it is made of itself. That makes absolutely zero sense.
Well, it's a property. It's not.
I would never call soap soapy.
I would.
I would.
You are simply both stupid. You're
What if
both
you- so
morons.
if you
No,
smell
no, no, no,
something-
no, no. Because how else are you gonna get soapy? With soap. Soap is soapy.
You get soapy and lathering yourself with soap. Soap is not soapy.
Soap is
soapy
soapy.
is the process
Soap
of
is
you
in definition
no,
soapy.
It is not. Soapy is engaging soap into something else. I wouldn't pick up a bar of Dove soap, not sponsored, and say this is soapy. Something only becomes soapy when you apply soap to it.
What if you put
I
soap? What if
disagree.
you put soap on another piece of soap?
I think you could cause some variation of lathering, but it couldn't happen individually. You need to apply something else to it. You could never make soap soapy by only touching soap. Like you couldn't just put two
Let me
bars of
ask you a
soap
question.
together
Let
and
me
they
ask you
would
a question.
become soapy. Yeah.
How
sure.
do you how do you as a person, I'm not saying in general, you yourself, Leo, get soap soapy? How do you do that?
I put some body wash on a loofah and I scrub all of my bits.
Okay, all right.
There is two separate
Do
things
you
it's
introduce
engaging with.
anything else?
Yes, I'm introducing the loofah and my body as two
What about any
methods. Like,
water?
if I-
Water.
Obviously, water as well. Yeah.
So,
I mean, you don't.
in this
you don't
in this
need to
argument
introduce
then,
water.
in this argument, if
If
soap
it's dry soap, you do.
can soap be
don't use
be
dry soap.
wet?
That's not what he has.
Okay, can soap be wet and water can be soapy, but they cannot be mutually soapy and or wet? Is that what you're
I
trying to
think-
say?
I think that the combination of them would make them soapy. And
The
would make
combination
you
of them,
wet.
the combination
I
of
think
them
soap
make
could be
their
wet.
opposites.
I don't think water can be wet.
So what is a bubble?
Do you
Oh,
want me to
fuck.
get-
Bubble. Is it soapy
Phyllis-
or is it,
Is it
wet?
wet?
Is it?
It's soapy. It's
It's
made
soapy.
of soap. The
Okay,
bubble would
it's
not
made
exist
of soap,
without.
but soap is also made of soap, and it's soapy then.
Yeah, but it's only a bubble because something else has been applied to it. Yeah, bubbles
Air?
don't just come. Yeah, bubbles don't just come out of nowhere.
But it's air that's being applied to it. It's just
And
air
water.
and soap. You could just use well, I mean, now we're getting to what's defined as soap, like how much water
Yeah, you
mixed
have
with
brought.
the soap
By the way, you
comes-
two have brought this here.
I didn't bring up the soap thing. That was Stone, but now we're on it. So
No, I didn't
I just
bring up
think
the
we have
soap
differing
thing.
opinions,
He
and
brought
you know
up
what
the
we need to
soap
do?
thing.
you know what we need to do?
What?
I want everyone listening to voice their opinions once. Say whether you think water is wet in the JJ and L podcast dark chat.
That and is the
J,
symbol, not
J.
A and D.
No, it is not the symbol because it looks
No,
weird.
it's
if
just
the symbol.
JJ and L. It's just
Oh.
JJL podcast.
Oh, it
we
is.
can do
It
that.
is just JJL podcast.
Yeah, well, no,
podcast.
the dark chat that already exists is JJL podcast, and it has like a thing in it saying "send us your topics." Yeah, I just don't. I don't think that. I think that all of these things rely on other things for them to be actualized in the world. They don't happen by themselves. Like I don't think you would walk up to the ocean and go wet. I think I would walk
would.
up to your mother and go wet.
I would
but
never
don't
do
think I
that.
would
My
walk
mother
up
is
to
a
the
beautiful
ocean and
woman.
go
Actually, I
wet.
don't really
Not
know my
your
mom.
mother.
I'm actually gonna be honest with you. I've never met her,
Oh.
but I'm assuming she's lovely.
All right. Well,
I truly don't think that the water is wet innately.
Okay. How many
we're
people?
gonna get some opinions.
Okay. Are we?
Yeah.
For those
Open
of
the
you,
door. Someone's here.
for those
Someone's
of you
here.
that are listening at home, we pulled into the mech hub and there is absolutely no one here.
It is bone dry. Just
We'll
like
find
anything,
someplace.
if water didn't exist.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Correct.
So
That's not the
far,
argument.
so far in all
I
of our
didn't say it
debate,
was.
have you guys changed your opinions from what we originally stated?
No.
No, fuck no. Water makes things wet. Water is not wet.
I just disagree with you on this, unfortunately, and I don't think
Yes,
you're going to be able to change my mind.
So sorry that you're both so stupid.
I'm sorry that you can't understand the simplicity in this and think that there needs to be some grandiose purchase.
What?
Monkey? Monkey?
I don't think any monkeys would ever say water's wet.
I bet that
We came
one
from that.
gorilla that learned sign language
You know
would.
what? I think
That's a good point. You know what? We need to get the gorilla on the
what?
podcast. Can someone get the number for the gorilla?
I can call Clumsy and see if that works.
Dear gorilla?
If you ever, and I mean ever, this is a real statement, okay? If you ever try and use Coco against me again in an intellectual argument, I will stop this car and beat both of you to death with a baseball bat.
See, this is why Coco thinks that fucking humanity's doomed. Too much violence.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
ever
I think you're
come at
very
me again-
hostile, Leo.
I am very hostile. That's why I'm here. I'm the hostile one.
Oh, that's a good point. Wait, what does that make me?
You're not the
guy with the
passive
car?
one.
The one who drives.
The guy with the car. I'm the
I
friend
think
with the car.
he's the one that's
Not
hyper
my
aggressive
car.
always.
Any
Has-
other reason.
He's
My car has 2 seats and the back is filled with nachos. I
He's
have
the
no
one.
assistance.
I'm the one that's hyper passive. Leo's the one that's hyper aggressive, and Mike can lean either or.
That makes sense.
Okay. I agree with that. Hey, there's a blown up taxi here.
Pussy. They deserve that.
Gentlemen, have we exhausted this topic?
Hold on, hold
I
on,
think-
hold on.
Are we? Okay, perfect.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
Hey, step up to the mic.
step
Hey,
up to the mic.
Hey,
we
come
need
over here for a
opinions.
second,
Hold on, wait. I gotta park my car first.
please.
Oh, he's
Is
parking.
it
He's
just a
parking.
mic? Where's the what's it called, man? Where's the camera? We need the camera.
This is a
We don't have cameras.
podcast.
It's a
This is an
podcast.
audio medium.
Yes, okay, I got you.
Everybody
So
gather
what's
in. We
this?
have a very important topic here.
So what's
Please,
this podcast called?
I would love if the two of you would help us as well. It'd be very helpful.
Okay.
Oh, too late.
This is
Come on, it's just you now.
to answer his question. This is the JJL Podcast, JJL Podcast, Jacobs and Leo Podcast. With our
Also known as Three
I guess
Idiots
I'm
in a
Leo
Car.
now.
yes, this Leo is here. Yes, Leo actually
Hey,
made
I'm
it to
here.
this one.
Hey, what's up?
So
Where is it that I can find this such podcast?
So,
when will
uh,
it be broadcasted or
Press
released?
it will be uploaded via YouTube, and it will make sure that everyone has their eyes on it and have a way to access it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes.
Sounds good.
This is
So-
our first episode, and we have been going around we're discussing our topics that we pulled, and we found ourselves, us three, at an impasse, and we can't seem to change each other's minds, and we were hoping you guys might be able to shed some light on this debate.
Okay.
Leo,
Okay,
go ahead and give him
so-
the question.
The simple question we
Without
have
bias.
to ask you. No bias. I will be as independent as I can in this. The simple question we have to ask you is water wet? Please, we'll start with you on the left there.
Say yes.
Yes.
You're saying yes. Are my friend here in the gray sweatshirt, you're also saying yes?
No, I'm saying no. Because
No?
water is already water, you know. Like
Thank God.
you can't get wet because it's already, you know.
Finally have an intellectual here to
Are you trying to
converse with me.
call this very nice Savage Customs employee a non-intellectual?
I would say she is simply misinformed. I would say that your water is wet propaganda has pierced through the Savage Customs way and made her believe that water is wet.
Okay,
because you two are dumb as fuck.
Okay, let's get this. He gave his reason. Ma'am, what is your reasoning for water being wet? What is your stance?
Marco.
Polo? She might need a cough drop.
Cough drop. Yeah.
Stand by for cough drop.
Sorry, I was in my head, darling. What was the question?
You're good. What is your stance? What's your defense, or should I say your case that water is wet? How would you in this debate? Because the person next to you in the gray does not believe water is wet. So how do you stand on this?
We have another participant too.
Oh, true.
Oh yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, what's
Hello,
up?
love. How are you?
Good. Where's your boots, damn it?
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I haven't changed today.
Trooper, we have a very important question.
I have a question
Water
for you,
is
darling.
wet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to say that you personally disgust me.
Okay, here's
Dear
a fun
Lord.
fact. Okay, so go grab a napkin,
Yeah.
go to a body of water, dip it in
Sure.
the water. Is the napkin wet?
Yes.
It becomes
Therefore,
wet
the water
because it
is
was
wet.
dipped in
Water is not
no.
wet. Water is a substance that makes things wet. You would not
I
say that a fire is
agree.
on fire because it makes other things on fire. A fire is
Yes.
not on fire. A fire
fire
is
is on
fire.
fire.
No, it's not. It is fire.
A fire is a product of a chemical reaction.
I don't
water,
say you make
water,
assholes, Mike, just because you are one.
I mean, technically, if he has sex with a woman, gets her pregnant, he technically made an asshole.
That's not wrong.
That's a separate issue.
That's a good point. That's a good
That's a
point.
We're
really
getting into science there, and that's a step farther than I can arrive.
Here's the thing. By definition,
See, I think that's the. I
by
think that's the
definition,
difference.
a liquid, right,
Yes.
is wet.
No, it's not.
Well, how would it wait,
How
what?
do you define a liquid?
If everything was liquid, would human people even need to ascribe the term wet to it?
I think a liquid can be broken down as like
people only call things wet once they have exited a liquid.
You could say that for pretty much any word, though. If there were no cars, would people
Because we
have the word
made
cars?
everything up, Mike.
Right.
People made everything. We decided it existed, and thus it did. You dumb
No,
motherfucker.
we fucking gave words to things.
I'll piss in your forehead.
Okay, here's the thing. All right, so think about it like this: if you spray paint something, is the item painted?
Yes.
After
Yes.
you spray
Wet.
paint it?
It's also
So-
wet with paint because you
yes.
applied something to it.
Yes, and you want to know what? Spray paint is a liquid. So is water.
Yes, because you've applied something to it. You have just said that when you use, you've literally just made a point from my side. You've applied something to something else and then given it a designation of wet or painted.
Here's the thing, though: the primary initiation of it is wet. It can't become wet if the item touching it is not wet.
Let me put something to rest
Yes,
here.
it can.
The definition
because
hold
I'm
on.
describing that water is not wet.
The
So anything
Oxford
you apply water
languages,
to-
the Oxford language's definition for wet is an adjective: 1, covered or saturated with water or other liquid.
Yes.
Covered. You said if you were in a pool covered, you're not wet.
No, I was saying
That is what you said. That is
I was-
exactly what you said. No, we have the recording.
Keep your hands down. I was inferring that people do not attribute wet to you until you've
I don't
exited
care
the
what
pool.
people infer. That's
Yes,
not the question.
But I also never said that. But that also doesn't help you in the fact that water is not wet.
My
That statement-
biggest defense.
Okay,
My
read the
biggest
description
defense
again.
is that
Read the description again. Does anywhere in
It
that
says-
say water's wet?
Hold on. It says wet is covered or saturated with water or another
You're
liquid.
too close to me. You're fucking up the audio.
Okay. All right.
Covered or saturated with another water,
Covered or
with
saturated
water or
with
another
water
liquid.
or
Did you
another
just tase me
liquid.
for no reason and it did nothing because you're a bad police officer?
Shut up.
You shoved me. It was assault, and by the
It
way,
didn't
across
happen.
the arm.
We have audio. It didn't happen.
All right. So my biggest defense is that what the action that makes something wet is water bonding to its surface. Water bonds to itself in the exact same way. Thus, water is making water wet. Now, if you have one single H2O molecule, it is not wet.
Okay.
As soon as you get two, it is now wet because it is covered or saturated in water.
No,
I
it
disagree.
becomes one.
You're wrong. You're stupid.
Well, no, a
You're
molecule
stupid.
doesn't become one. A body of water is a bunch of molecules, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
And
you
they're
put a
all
bunch
making each other wet.
yes, just like So
They're not making each other wet though.
So can
They all are
you
just
get
existing.
wet? Can you get wet with one single molecule of water?
Okay. Let me flip this entirely the other way. If I take one bit of dirt, which is dry, and throw it in water, is that entire pool of water now dry?
No, it's dirty.
Oh, because you realize you're implying the thing in the inverse direction. Right?
No,
So,
I'm
like,
not. If you take a single
you
molecule
literally
of water
said-
and
you
drop it
said
in
if
dirt,
there
it
was
is now wet.
You said if there's 2 molecules of water on you, you are wet. So if I put 2 molecules of dirt
just
into
one.
water, that water should be dry.
How would it be dry?
Because that's the
Water
same thing
doesn't
you're
dry.
doing.
Water does not dry, or dirt does not dry
You are
water.
applying
You want to
the
know
term
why?
wet to
You
an
want to know
entire
why?
body of thing
You
with
want to know
no
why
risk.
water? You want to know why the water doesn't get dry
Well, an
when you throw
individual-
dirt in it? Because the water's wet.
Yes. But no.
you're so
The argument you're making right now is that combining the two should make it one property, and that's not true. It's both dirty and wet. It's both.
I
because
didn't
they're
say it would
combined.
make it dirty though. I said dirt is dry, and I'm applying dry in the
Right,
same way
but
you're
that's
applying wet.
that's not how that works.
I'm applying the term dry in the same
No,
way you're
I'm
applying
good.
the term
You
wet.
are not.
I am.
It's kind of big chill.
One
'Cause you
molecule
said
of
if
dirt.
two-
Dirt
you-
isn't dry. When I
you
think of
said-
dirt,
Guys, let's
dirt
keep
is
it
not
moving.
something that's
Let's keep
dry.
it moving so we're not
Dirt is
loitering
dry.
here.
Here's the thing: if you
You
take
said
take
if you
dirt,
apply
Yeah,
2
take it
molecules
easy.
of water to anything, it is wet. You
Take-
said that out loud.
take
on
dirt
microphone.
take dirt out of a garden, it's probably gonna be wet. Want to know why? Because there's water in it.
I don't think. See, my
I
biggest
never
thing with
argued
your
against
argument.
that.
my biggest thing for your argument right now is that
Pull
you're
this police
implying-
officer over. He just drove out the
He's
wrong
gone.
way.
No, he's gone.
you're
Crooked
in,
leg.
you're implying that a major property of dirt is that it's dry. I do not agree that the major property of dirt is that it's dry. It does not make things dry. Applying dirt to something does not dry it. That's totally
I
different.
suppose you're
feel
not
like-
incorrect with that. I was using it hyperbolically.
Yeah, and
to
that
say-
doesn't.
yeah,
Gentlemen.
I agree that it doesn't explicitly
Thanks,
say that.
yeah, I
I was
think we
using it
need to-
hyperbolically in the sense of that applying a small amount to something does not necessarily make it take on the attributes of that entire thing.
Gentlemen.
Whereas all of you were saying that applying a small amount of water to something makes it entirely wet, which I disagree with.
I believe we've exhausted this topic.
God, everyone's
I
gonna think
don't
I'm
think-
so stupid
I
because the
don't
terrible
think-
ways I came across
I
this
don't
argument.
think that we have changed each other's topic, but that's okay. You know, life.
no.
In life, we don't need to all agree. As long as we can live in harmony with each and every Fuck you, Leo.
Water's not wet until I die.
All right.
That can be arranged.
Hey, thanks for watching this week's podcast. If you like this episode, be sure to hit all those nasty buttons down below. Tell your mom and dad. If you see me on the street, give me a nice little kiss.
And just a reminder, if you'd like to submit any topics for the podcast, have any question, comments, or concerns, you can hit us up at the JJL Podcast Dark Chat. JJL Podcast Dark Chat.
For any business inquiries, you can contact myself, Jacob Stone, at 763-6112, or Mike Jacobs at 512-9529.
We have ad space.
Get fucked and I love you.